After 7 long months, I've finally taken delivery of my new construction home right here in Ashburn, Virginia. So this will be part 3 of my 3-part series where I'm documenting my whole experience with buying a new construction home. So in this video, I'll go over the pre-drywall walkthrough, the new home orientation, the final walkthrough, and then finally taking delivery. I'll also share with you some challenges that I ran into all along the way, and we're getting started right now. Boom! Hey everybody, it is David, your favorite realtor. As always, it's another beautiful day right here in Northern Virginia. And if it's your first time here on my channel, please consider subscribing because every week I release videos of what it's like to live, work, play, pros and cons, top neighborhoods, basically everything that you need to know about living right here in Northern Virginia. So I'm finally in my new house. It seemed like it was a very long 7-month process, but worth the wait, 1000%. So again, this is part 3 of my 3-part series. I'll just do a quick recap on the first 2 parts. So first part was when my wife and I actually went on a contract. It was about early September of 2021. And at that time, we were not in the market to buy a home. Our original plan was actually to buy a home literally this time, spring of 2022, but a new construction community kind of just popped out of nowhere and we just went to check it out. Well, when we went, we literally fell in love. It checked every single box. So we went under contract. So that's part 1 of the series. And then part 2 was about a month later in October. And that's where I documented the whole design studio process. We got to pick everything, our flooring, our cabinets, our quartz countertops, tiles in the bathroom, things like that. Super exciting. And speaking of the design studio, we're actually only one of a handful of people in this community who are allowed to actually pick out their options at the design studio. Because the supply chain issues moving forward, Stanley Martin, they're picking everything. They're picking all the options moving forward. So it is a bummer for most of the buyers in this community, but that means our house is gonna stand out and be a lot more custom and a lot different compared to like 90% of the homes in this community. And now here we are, part 3 of the series. And I'm gonna go over the pre-drywall walkthrough, the home inspection, the new home orientation, taking delivery, and post-delivery as well. So after my last video about the design studio back in October, really not much happened the following 3 months. So that's November, December, January. I currently only lived about 5 minutes away. So I'll drive by once or twice a week just to kind of check on the progress. It was kind of cool seeing it go from like 1 level to 2 levels to 4 levels and adding brick to the outside. So that was pretty exciting, but not much really to report. But then about early February, I get an email from Stanley Martin saying, "Hey, David and Angela, it is now time to schedule your pre-drywall walkthrough." So it's pre-drywall walkthrough day, and I'm super excited, my wife and I. Now, the pre-drywall walkthrough, so a few things. 1, it's your first time you actually get to go inside the house. And 2 is, we're making sure all the electrical options that we picked out are there. I think we did like 22 recessed lightings, also some ceiling fan pre-wires. So you just walk around, make sure everything is there. Also, I pay a little extra for an EV charger. Gotta keep the Tesla charged. But it's so exciting walking through your house for the first time. Now, it is pre-drywall, so there's nothing there, but you get to see the bones of it. Now, unfortunately though, it was probably the coldest and rainiest day possible. So couldn't really enjoy going to the rooftop as much, but you know me, I love the rooftop, so I had to get out there, rain or shine. But that was my first time seeing my rooftop in person, and my initial impression was, this thing is massive. So this part of the process is so exciting because then you really start visualizing, I'm gonna put my desk here, or we're gonna put our dining room table there. You just really start visualizing everything. And not to mention the pre-drywall walkthrough, that's kind of like the halfway point of the whole build process. And then the next 45 days or so, really not much happened. Now, like I said, I only live 5 minutes away, so I was probably driving by 3 or 4 times a week just to see the progress. Then, about 45 days after the pre-drywall walkthrough, I reached out to Austin and Melissa. They're the sales reps with Stanley Martin. Shout out to them. They did a fantastic job with us. So I reached out to see if my wife and I could actually walk through the property. So they let us in, and this was a much nicer day. It's probably like early March. It's like 60 degrees, sunny, not raining. So we're going to our new home, and it looks a lot different. The drywall's up. There's no hardwood floor at this time, but you can see our cabinets are up and the base for the island's up. So we got to walk around, super exciting. And then I got to check out the rooftop, and it's even more beautiful because it was happening during sunset. And I was just thinking to myself, wow, I'm gonna enjoy some beautiful summer days just watching the sunset. So I'm actually glad we actually got to do this walkthrough as well, because we found a few things that were wrong. Like some of our recessed lightings were covered, outlets were covered, but they fixed those right away. Stanley Martin's was on top of everything, so I'm so glad about that. Now, there was one mistake that we found. Now this actually turned out to be a great mistake. So one of the options that we did not pay for was a tile mud pan in the master shower. Now it's like a $2,200 option, and we didn't do it because we want to spend that money somewhere else. So we just went with a basic shower floor. But when we went to look at our master bathroom, we saw they had actually added the tile mud pan, and we're like, what the heck's going on? So the sales rep Melissa said, you know what? We made a good mistake, so you're gonna get that for free. So that was a huge bonus to get the tile mud pan for free. And then one random morning in the middle of March, I finally get the email, our closing letter. So what that means is we finally have a closing date, which is April 13th. And best part is it was 3 weeks early. We could have closed as late as May 1st, but April 13th, 100% will take it. Also, it has scheduled your new home orientation and then your final walkthrough, which happens right before settlement. So once you get the closing letter, that's when you can schedule your home inspection. Now, if you're buying a new construction home, I 1000% recommend doing a home inspection. It's worth the $500 give or take. Now, just because it's new construction, there's still gonna be issues wrong with the house. No house is perfect, 0, 0, 0, 0. So we get the home inspection scheduled. I'm super excited about that because I actually get to get back in my house. So it takes about 2 hours, it's pretty quick. Now my inspector, he finds a few minor issues here and there, but Stanley Martin, I'll give him credit, they're quick to fix those within the next week. And then 1 week before closing, you have something called the new home orientation. So my wife and I, we meet the builder there. His name is Matt, did a fantastic job. So we walk around the house, he goes over everything, like how to use the HVAC, how's the water heater work, basically all the nooks and crannies of the house that we need to know about. Took about 2 hours. Plus you walk around with the blue tape, so any scuffs on the walls or something that you notice is broken, you put the tape on there and they're gonna get that remedied before closing a week later. And then it's finally here, it is closing day. So we meet Matt the builder at 9 a.m. We do a quick final walkthrough, just making sure all the items that we blue taped were taken care of. And like 98% of them were. There's a few other issues that they're gonna have to take care of later, but we were happy. And then at 11 o'clock, we go to the title company. Closing took about 40 minutes and boom, we have our keys in hand. We officially own the property, so happy. And we had our car full of stuff already, so we drive straight to the house and start putting stuff together. So from closing day to actually moving day with the actual movers, we had about 10-day window. So our plan was to just start moving little stuff here and there, things we could fit in our car. And then I really wanted to get the house painted. Well, one of my least favorite things about new construction is they use a really bad builder grade paint. I don't like it. You just look at it and it scuffs. So I wanted to get the house painted. So I have my painters come in, I think like 2 or 3 days after we closed, and the place looks absolutely stunning. And then we added the backsplash. So that was about a 2-day process as well. And then also had light fixtures installed. So now it looks completely different compared to when we actually closed on it. So now we're like 95% moved in and done. But one big thing I still have to do is set up my new YouTube studio. Obviously you can tell I'm filming in my kitchen. My studio is not set up yet. Hopefully that'll be done soon. But we've been so busy with the move. I even missed my YouTube video last week, which I hate missing a week. So now that the move is over, I'll get everything set up and no more missing weeks because I want to bring as much value to you as possible. And I want you to know everything there is to know about living right here in Northern Virginia. So I'm glad I got to personally experience buying a new construction home because I've helped so many clients over the years buy new construction homes. But when you're doing it yourself, you see it through a much different lens. And now that I have this experience of buying a new construction home, it'll definitely help me better serve my clients moving forward. And if you want to learn more about buying a new construction home, check out this video right here. I go over the pros and cons of buying a new construction home, and I'll see you on the next video.